Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are getting into something, well, it's monumental. The 2026 Formula One regulations. And this isn't just a tweak here and there. This is a complete teardown and rebuild of what an F1 car is.
It really is. It's the closest F1 has come to hitting a full reset button in, a generation. We've been going through the official overview, the whole rule book, and the goal is pretty clear. Make the cars shorter, lighter, more sustainable, but crucially, make the racing better.
And our mission for you is to get your head around the core tension that's driving this whole thing.
Exactly, because it's a fascinating engineering problem.
It really is. On one hand, the FIA is mandating less downforce, which means less grip. But on the other hand, they're making the power units triple their electrical output. It just seems like a contradiction.
It does, and that's the challenge. How do you balance losing all that mechanical grip while adding all this, raw electric power? And what does that even feel like for the driver?
Right. So if we do our job right, you'll walk away understanding not just what is changing, but why it creates this massive headache for every single team. It's a whole new playbook.
Absolutely. The focus shifts from pure aero to something much more complex.
Okay, let's dive in. Let's start with the things you can actually see. The cars themselves, they're shrinking.
They are. We're talking shorter, narrower, and lighter. The whole idea is to make them more nimble.
So what are the actual numbers?
The wheelbase is getting cut by 20 centimeters, and the width shrinks by 10. That's a big change from the sort of long, heavy cars we have now.
The boats, yeah.
Exactly. The intent is to make them feel responsive again, especially in those slow-speed corners, and just cut drag everywhere else.
And the aero's getting a major haircut, too. The wings, front and rear, are being simplified.
Massively simplified. The rear wing loses that lower beam element, which is a huge downforce generator.
And the front wing.
The front wing gets narrower, but the main goal there is to stop it creating such a messy wake, that dirty air that everyone talks about.
Right, the dirty air that makes it impossible to follow another car.
That's the one. For years, the whole game was outwashing.
Pushing all that turbulent air outwards?
Yeah, pushing it away from your car and directly into the path of the car trying to overtake you. They used all those complex barge boards and floor edges to do it.
Which just kills the other car's race.
It does. So these new rules, they don't just simplify things, they put really specific geometric limits on the floor. It basically makes that aggressive outwashing strategy impossible. The floor itself is flatter, the diffuser is longer. It all adds up to a car that's more stable when it's following another one.
Okay, so that's what they're taking away. But here's the part that gets really interesting. Active aero. They're adding moving parts back onto the wings.
This is the game changer. It's a total shift in philosophy. So the car essentially has two modes.
Two modes.
Yep.
Wow.
In the corners, you're in corner mode. That's the default. The wings are closed, giving you maximum grip to get through the turn. But then, on designated straights, the driver can hit a button and engage straight mode.
And the wings flatten out.
The wings open up, yeah. It just dumps all the drag.
But wait a second. If every driver can do this on every lap, doesn't that just cancel itself out? If everyone is faster on the straight, is anyone really faster?
But it's not about just making everyone faster. It creates a new strategic layer. Because when that wing flattens, the car is suddenly so much slipperier. You get higher top speeds, sure, but what's more important?
The braking zone.
The braking zones get much, much longer, and that's where the overtaking happens. It opens up opportunities in places we've never seen them before, right at the end of the straight, under braking, and it's available to everyone, every lap.
So it's about creating vulnerability.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Okay, let's move on to the tools the driver actually has in the cockpit. Because the old DRS system is gone.
Completely gone. And in its place, the drivers become power management strategists on the fly.
Their workload is about to go through the roof.
Oh, yeah. They have two main tools, and both are tied to the battery's state of charge. First up is the boost button.
Right, the boost button. So that's just max power.
Maximum combined power from the engine and the battery. You can use it anywhere. Attacking, defending, trying to get a good exit out of a slow corner.
As long as you have the juice in the battery?
As long as you have the charge to burn, exactly. And then there's overtake mode.
Which is the new DRS, basically.
It's the targeted weapon, yeah. Strictly for attacking, and you only get it when you're within 1 second of the car in front.
So how is it different from the boost button?
It allows for a sustained burst of extra electrical energy, specifically at top speed. It's designed to give you that final push to get alongside someone.
The old DRS had multiple detection zones, though. A lead car could sort of game the system.
They could. They could save their battery right before a zone to defend. This new system has a single detection point.
So it removes that buffer.
Completely.
Hmm.
The following car gets a finite, powerful boost, and the lead driver can't just preemptively block it in the same way. They have to react using their own general boost, which creates this amazing cat and mouse game over the whole lap.
And none of this works if the drivers aren't managing their recharge controls. This sounds like the most complicated part.
This is where the driver becomes a tactical master. They are now actively in charge of recharging the battery, working with their engineer.
So not just from braking.
Not just braking, no, they'll recover energy from lifting off the throttle at the end of a straight, or even in corners where they're only on partial throttle.
So every single action has a cost benefit.
Every single one. The driver is constantly thinking, do I burn this energy now for a slightly faster lap, or do I save it so I can defend in 2 laps' time? It's a huge mental load.
It redefines what a fast driver is. It's not just about speed anymore. It's about being an impeccable energy manager.
Exactly. The driver and the engineer have to become this super tight strategic unit, juggling the engine, the battery, and the state of charge constantly.
Okay, let's go into the thing of the car now, because the power unit revelation, this is the big one.
Yeah.
That 50-50 power split is the headline.
It's a complete redistribution of power. The basic architecture, the 1.6-liter V6 turbo hybrid, that stays. But the balance is flipped on its head. The combustion engine's output is actually downsized, from over 800 horsepower to around 550.
Wow. Okay, so where does the power come from?
The electric motor. Its output triples. It goes from about 120 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts.
Which gets you to that nearly 50-50 split between petrol and electric power.
Yeah.
F1 is really leaning into its electric side.
It is. But to feed that beast, the energy recovery system has to work twice as hard. But that's not the real story here. The biggest risk and the biggest opportunity is the removal of the MGU-H.
Ah, the MGU-H. Famously complex, famously expensive. It harvested heat from the turbo, right?
It was a technological marvel, but the official reason for getting rid of it is that it was too complex, too expensive, and just not relevant to road cars.
But what's the immediate engineering problem its removal creates? Because it wasn't just for recovery.
No, it wasn't. It also solved a massive problem, turbo lag. The MGU-H could use electrical power to spin the turbo up before the exhaust gases got there, so you had instant throttle response. Without it, you get lag.
So the teams had to find a whole new way to solve that.
Whole new way, mechanical, electronic. It's a huge variable. Whoever figures out how to manage throttle mapping and torque delivery without the MGU-H is going to have a massive advantage in 2026.
It makes the whole power unit a much more volatile package.
And that's exactly why you're seeing more manufacturers come into the sport. This is a challenge that's actually relevant to the cars they sell. And speaking of relevance,
The fuel.
For the first time ever, 100% advanced sustainable fuel. This is a huge milestone. We're moving away from fossil fuels entirely.
And this isn't just a biofuel. The sources are pretty incredible.
They are. We're talking carbon capture, municipal waste, non-food biomass. It shows that F1 can actually drive development of net zero fuels for everyone.
So speed is king, but safety is always being pushed forward. What's new on the 2026 chassis?
The FIA never stops working on safety. The driver's survival cell has to pass even more rigorous side impact tests. And the roll hoop, the structure right over the driver's head, is being strengthened to take 23% more load.
Okay, what does that mean in real terms?
To put that in perspective, it's like stacking 9 family cars on top of it.
Wow, 9. Okay.
And we also get a new 2-stage front impact structure. It's designed to break apart in a more controlled way during a big crash to dissipate energy and protect against secondary impacts.
Any smaller changes?
A small but important one, yeah. Mandatory lights on the side mirrors to help with visibility in the rain or low light.
Okay, so let's put this all together. We have cars with just as much power, but way less grip from the aero. The driver is managing a complex electrical system, and the engineers are chasing the ghost of turbo lag. What's the new driving philosophy here?
That's the heart of it. These cars are going to be a handful. They'll be twitchier, closer to the limit more of the time, especially in high-speed corners. The racing itself, following through a corner, should be easier because of the cleaner air. But the car itself will demand so much more finesse from the driver to handle that instant electric torque.
So pure driver skill comes right back to the forefront.
Absolutely. Skill and that tactical management we talked about. It's a shift away from just having the best aero package to having the smartest driver and the most efficient systems.
And the fact that the teams help shape these rules that new manufacturers are joining, that signals a lot of confidence, doesn't it?
It does. It means more competition, more innovation,
Yeah.
and hopefully more surprises.
So for you watching at home, what does this all boil down to? You're going to see cars that can actually follow each other properly through corners. You'll see this new tactical game with boost and overtake modes creating braking duels. And under the hood, a power unit that's half electric, running on fuel made from, garbage and captured CO2. It's a brand new chapter.
I think the big picture is that racing will be less about who has the dominant aero that dictates the whole race. It's going to be much more about driver strategy, energy management, and using those active tools at the perfect moment. The soul of F1 is still there. Fast, fierce, incredible, but the way you win is about to completely change.
Which brings us to our final thought for you to take away. Given this immense challenge, removing the MGU-H, tripling the electrical power, solving turbo lag from scratch, which current F1 team or engine manufacturer, based on what you know about them right now, is best positioned to solve this new playbook first, and why? That's the puzzle to think about until our next deep dive.